What's up everyone, Sebastian with PressStartSeb. I got a video today about a game that I'm super excited about, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers. I know a lot of people have been super apprehensive about the game, complaining about the graphics or the repetitive combat, but this has been the best look we've had at the game so far, and so I decided to make a video to break down the trailer as a whole, and then kind of focus on some of the nitty-gritty details that might have been looked over. So let's get it started, guys. So as I said earlier, I want to go through the trailer as a whole and kind of just talk about my opinions of it without kind of getting into the nitty gritty, just as a general idea. So yeah, you can see Konoha obviously looks different than it does in the anime and the manga, but I think it looks really cool if this is going to be this big hub world, kind of like Xenoverse, where you can all just go and hang out and see your friends. So I'm hoping it's like that, and that it's a bit better than the one in Xenoverse 1. So there's Boruto, and the graphics look substantially better. So I think it's getting a lot of flack because it's still really early in development. But I guess we'll see. So you can see Naruto sitting there on the top of the thing. We'll go back to that after. So it's just showing a bunch of different game modes. That looks like the hidden cloud. 4v4. So it's just the kind of 4v4 barrier battle. So I guess one attacking team, one defending team. Hinata's friggin', you see some gameplay there. She looks pretty sweet. This game looks a lot more in depth now. You can finally see our first gameplay of Rock Lee, Choji, Shikamaru, and there was a yellow Rasen Shuriken akin to the manga in the last movie. So again, like it's moving really fast. There's not a whole lot of things, but it looks fucking sweet. Again, hidden clouds, Susanoo, all things we haven't seen before. Just punching some fodder guys. Shikamaru, my man. Alright. And then I guess this is where it starts talking about the customizable characters, which is the most in-depth look we've had at it so far. Before it was just the Shonen Jump scan, but now we kind of see how in-depth it is. And it was what I thought of before, where it just seems to be clothes and hairstyles from characters that already exist. We'll get into that more a bit in depth after. So you can see they all have kind of skills and characteristics of other characters. So these are the different attacks for Zengen, Leaf Hurricane, Chibaku Tensei, Fireball Jutsu, Kirin, Amaterasu, Spiky Human Boulder, that's a Choji move. This one I think is really cool, Subterranean Voyage. I think it'll have a lot of like versatility in terms of what it can provide. Byakugan, Chidori variant. Oh, it's Shikamaru Jutsu. See, I'm really excited to see how you learn each jutsu and specifically how they're gonna balance each jutsu. Because obviously something like an Amaterasu is stronger than Rock Lee's Leaf Hurricane, for example. So they have to find a good way to balance it in that regard. So now I'm going to go through it one more time, but focus on, like, I'm going to be pausing it intermittently for the things I want to focus on. So I'm going to go wild. Yeah, Boruto. So this is one thing I wanted to know. So you see the Hokage Naruto sitting at the front of the Hokage mansion. So what I'm hoping that's indicative of is that he will be a playable character, because I know it's Naruto to Boruto, so obviously you see the Naruto Shippuden version, but because there's that Boruto component, I hope some of the older adult characters are available. And since you see that he already has a model that's been animated, I'm assuming that means that he's going to be a playable character. Whether or not that's the case, yet to be seen. Fingers crossed, because Hokage Naruto's, aside from looking dumb, is a pretty big badass. So we're pressing play again. Moving on to... Okay, it's Boruto. Just kind of some punches and some kicks. Okay, so we're 4 on 4. So you can see it's Naruto, Boruto, Sakura, and Hinata versus Shikamaru, Choji, Rock Lee, and Kakashi. And the one thing that this shows, obviously, this seems really obvious, but I'm going to mention it anyway, is that you don't have to have one of each type of fighter on your team at once. So you don't need one attack, one defense, one range, in one support. You can do, because Naruto and Boruto are 2 attacks and then 2 healers, whereas Shikamaru is a support, Choji's defense, and I assume Rock Lee and Kakashi are both attack. So it's going to make for some interesting dynamics in terms of if you want to have a team composition that's mostly attack, so you're really high, you're really pushing the offense, and that'll create a lot of different ways that you could play the game. Hopefully. So barrier battle. One of the rules of barrier battle, a barrier between offensive and defensive forces for strategic control of seal piles. And then, so essentially you get the seal, you chill on it, and if you capture all your seals, you go and face a boss character, either be a Gamabunta or Gamakichi, or you see later on Sasuke Snake, the name escapes me, or the 8-tail, or Susanoo. So like again, there were wise in having a lot of different options there, so it doesn't seem like you're placing the same thing. In the gameplay that we've seen earlier, there was the 1-tail. So now moving on to flag battle. Flag battle comes, you see Sakura with the flag, Shikamaru with the flag, Choji kind of jump in. You can see there's 2 different color flags, so a lot of people were thinking, is it only an attack and only defense? You can see earlier on here that Rock Lee is kicking Sakura, who has a blue flag, which shows there is a red flag and a blue flag, so it's not one team attacks, one team defense. It's more of a regular capture the flag type thing. I've seen a lot of speculation videos, and so one thing there I wanted to comment on was Rock Lee side dodging Naruto's yellow Rasen Shuriken. So we've seen the blue Rasen Shuriken, so I'm wondering if this has different properties, different abilities, and how much customization does each character have. Like, does Naruto have that in addition that we haven't seen yet, or can you swap out jutsus that you don't want? So say you would prefer a Shadow Clone instead of a Rasengan, or the yellow or the orange Rasen Shurikens instead of the blue ones, and what the different properties are and how that comes into play further on in the game. So going forward, Kasame is doing some punching, Hinata's doing an air palm. Amaterasu. So the Sharingan from Kakashi, just gonna kind of freeze frame it there. You don't really see what it does. You can see that Naruto's facing pain and looks like Itachi in the background, and Kakashi activates his Sharingan. I'm not sure. Further on, we'll see a Bakugan, and I'll make a comment about that further. But just something I wanted to reference. So they see the blue Rasen Shuriken. So this is that mode where you face the big baddies and you have to face them. So this one seems a lot more offensive than the other ones that we've seen so far. So punching again. There's the snake. That's not Sasuke's. That's Orochimaru's, I guess. All right, back to the customization, I guess. Here's the doofus Boruto wannabe. He's just Boruto with Naruto's hair, and it's all red. But I like the different customization options, so I'm going to spend a lot of time here freeze framing each thing. So you can see Naruto's hair, Jiraiya's hair, Kakashi's hair. So we haven't seen any individual or rather original content in regard to the character customization. It seems to be what I feared, and you only have options that are the character's other hairs. And you see when it opens to the full thing, you have Boruto's hair, Nagato on the right, Sakura at the bottom, and like Konohamaru at the bottom left. Keep going. Again, you have Sai's hair. Like nothing that I've seen so far seems to be Rock Lee again. Nothing seems to be original. It all seems to be hairs that are already in the anime, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping there'd be a lot of more original content. Again, it's early, it could be different, and so we're gonna talk about the different abilities you can get now. So for attack type, you can learn the Rasengan, Leaf Rising Wind, which is taijutsu move, obviously. So it'd be interesting to see the combinations of ninjutsu, taijutsu, and how the genjutsu would work, I guess, or the visual prowess moves. Chibaku Tensei, Almighty Push. So this seems to be a really, really good one in terms of spacing and zoning, especially if you have someone on the trying to get the barrier and you're close to them. You can do the Almighty Push, push the enemies away, and let your teammate capture the seal pile. Fireball Jutsu, obviously. Kieran, this is a cool one. I'm interested to see how that's going to work. Amaterasu. So these are the issues that I'm kind of having. I'm wondering how they're going to balance something in Amaterasu, which is like OP as fuck, or a Karen. Obviously, they're going to have to scale it so it's not like a one-hit kill, because then everyone's going to be a range type and be spamming Amaterasu on the map all day, every day, and that wouldn't be the most interesting thing in the world. So we're moving forward. Defense type, Spiky Human Boulder. Don't really know why it's a defensive move. Just seems like they didn't really know what to call it. Cell Extraction Jutsu. So I guess it's going to heal everyone on your team. Shadow Stitching Jutsu. Byakugan. So this I want to focus on. So for Byakugan, you can see the chakra points of your own teammate here in the blue, but you also see the 2 red chakra points through the giant tree there. So I assume Byakugan allows you to see other people like a sonar through obstacles, which is a very, very beneficial perk to have. Whether that's going to be strictly a heal type move, yet to be seen. It's here under the heal type category because, like, for example, Neji uses the Byakugan in an attack fashion. So these are really helpful abilities to have if you have someone on your team who can identify where the other team is, and you go from there. And then just regularly you can see Chidori, Mudwall, this Shikamaru, like with all the paper bombs. This seems to be really, really cool, and if it stops people in their tracks, it'd be very, very effective from a team-based game. Choji does this humongous badass expansion. Again, like, this trailer just is the fucking best. I'm really excited for what they're gonna do with this game and where they're gonna take it. Let me know down below in the comments where you guys are, where your mindset is. Are you as satisfied with this trailer as I've become? Because I was really excited moving forward, but it seems like this trailer has kind of shifted the mass perspective on what people thought this game was going to be. A lot of people like the graphics look trash, the combat looks repetitive, but it seems a lot more frantic and hectic than it appeared. And I think that's going to be really fun and just a different variation of a Naruto game, because we're so used to the Storm series, which is just like kind of the 1v1s. I'm super excited. I'm going to be a day one adopter of this game. Like, I was sold when I first saw it, and now with the character creation and the depth that it seems like they're putting into it, completely hooked. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you going to get this day one? Are you still kind of waiting to see, apprehensive, need some more information? It still looks like it's a while out. It says early 2018. That could be from January to, I guess, maybe late March, early April. I'm hoping it's closer to the January window because I want to get my hands on this as soon as possible. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you. Take care.